All right, our next storyteller is a dear friend, multiple-time Crossing Crusader, and he could probably spend hours telling stories up here. But Mr. Jeremy Howard, ladies and gentlemen, come on up.
Thanks, Trav. Come here. Thank you, Trav. So, I've been sitting here listening to a lot of stories tonight, wondering, because nobody gave me the app or even the sheet of when I'm going to go, wondering what story I don't want to follow up, and then I get to follow up the 509 million views on social media story with a shark coming out. So I'm going to do this a little differently, only because it's getting late for everybody. I honestly have, only because of the sap inside of me, I probably have 500 million stories to tell, because every little moment to me is a story. So I'll come full circle and leave it up to the audience if you want a sappy story or a fun story. But I got to start from the beginning. Trav, you really know how to bring people out of their comfort zone. You really do. And out of the 74 reasons I wrote down today of why I love you, that's top 74 of why I love you. You really know how to bring people out of your comfort zone. Top 3 is that I'm a new father. And to a beautiful little girl named Remington Palmer Howard, and she's 10 months. And as hard as it is being a new dad, as beautiful it is, every moment, is one of the most miraculous things you've ever seen in your entire life, but it's an entire adjustment, right? But I see Trav's love for his daughter, and which was maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago, a reason why we're here today. You've been a hell of a coach. You've been a mentor to me, a friend to me. To see the love through your daughter, Trav, there's not a human emotional experience that you and I haven't had between crying and laughing and just in deep thought. I mean, you had 58 weeks of Epic Love radio show at the office where you brought beautiful people into my world once a week to just tell their story. Who does that every single Wednesday without fail? I mean, you literally brought some of the most amazing people into my life. So, I remember when Travis, with his long hair, came into my office and said, hey, I'm going to do this, And to me, I thought, kind of like tonight, I thought it was storytelling. I'm like, yeah, I can sit by a campfire and tell some stories. And then all of a sudden I get here, I'm like, this is a production. This is not a campfire. These are lights staring at me. And I'm not a public speaker, right? So I'm like, leave it to Trav. Get you out of your comfort zone. But he said to me, hey, I'm going to do this crossing, and I want you to do this. I said, Trav, I'm literally self-diagnosed ADD. If I'm on a paddleboard for 1 mile, get me off it. Like, there's nothing I want to do. But I remember going down to Lake Worth, and I walked out there on the beach, and I just wanted to see the people land. I wanted to see the beach landing. I remember watching them being overwhelmed with just the amount of energy, the love, everything that these people were feeling. And I said, still no chance I'm going to do this. But what I will do is I will host an event. I want to be a part of it. I want to host an event. So Trav says, well, come to one of our committee meetings. And this is a shout out to David Wasson. David Wasson is not here tonight. But since that day, he's been a mentor to me. And that's part of the love of this family, is that literally since that day, I met with David Wasson 6:30 in the morning for a coffee, and I met him at the first committee meeting I went to with you, where you made us stand up laughing, sit down crying, stand up crying, sit down laughing. I mean, it was amazing, right? But here's David. He stands up at the end of the meeting. He goes, Travis, before you shut this down, I want to introduce myself real quick. And David stands up, and I'll never forget this. Here's a early 60-year-old man who looks like he's been having a really tough time with his life. And he said, or the moment, I should say, the chapter, he's lived an incredible life. He said, I don't know how many of you out there are signed up for the paddle. I don't know how many of you are going to paddle 1 mile or paddle 83 miles. And he goes, and I don't know if I'm going to paddle 1 mile or 83 miles, but God damn it, he goes, I'm signed up, and I don't know what your excuse is. I want you to sign up. Let's go. I went up to him after that meeting. I shook his hand. I said, can I buy you a coffee? We sat down. I signed up. I was just going to host one event. I signed up, which led into 3 years in a row, paddled, captain, paddled. Now, on the onset of this, I told you, do you want a funny story or do you want a sappy story? You got to tell me because we've heard a lot of different types of stories. I've got a bunch of them. Funny. You want a funny? All right. This is how you don't paddle. This is how you do not do the crossing, right? So I take 30 days off of drinking. I'm like, I'm going to live fresh. I'm going to clean up. I'm just going to tell the rest of the team, hey, guys, we're going to go beach to beach. Let's just clean up, right? We get over to Bimini. We sit down. And next thing you know, there's a bunch of captains. There's a bunch of people who are a crew. There's a bunch of paddlers. And we're sitting at Stewart's Conch Shack, and there he is. Everybody's getting some conch, and everybody's sitting there having beers. And I'm like, you know what? I promised these guys I wasn't going to drink until after the crossing. Well, men can justify things in very funny ways. So I'm like, well, this is the crossing. We've already crossed. Like, we're here, right? We're here. So I'm like, give me one. Give me a click. I'm in the Bahamas. Give me one beer. That was at 3 p.m. the day before the crossing, which led to I shut the casino down playing blackjack all night till 3 o'clock in the morning. There's a good twist to the story. But the next day at midnight, we leave. It was the worst feeling in the entire world. I promise you, I wanted to be on a couch. Instead, I'm staring at a black ocean, and you got to paddle. So we did it. We did it beach to beach. I'm proud of my team. The next year, I'm captain. Long story short, I look at my team. I go, hey, guys, you remember what happened last year? That was horrible. Don't do that. But I'm going back to Bimini. I'm going back to Hilton Casino. I'm going to play some blackjack. Does anybody want to throw some money in? Because I don't think you guys should come. My team started giving me money. They're like, yeah, they put it on black. Put it on. And all of a sudden, one of my guys goes, put it on black 8. And I go, black 8? That's a very specific number. So rolling with Ayana. We get down there via golf cart. It's 2020 now. Full masked. Nobody's happy about that. But we get in there. I go up to the roulette and I go, Ayana, before I play blackjack, I got to throw down a pile of money for my team on black 8. You cannot make this up. This was the wildest experience of my life. The roulette wheel just got done spinning. Everybody clears out. I put all the money in there on black 8. And whew, the thing just goes. And I'm just waiting to get over the blackjack table. Believe it or not, black 8 pays out 35X. Jeremy goes running around the casino, taking his mask off. Literally, I'm thinking I'm getting kicked out of there, but I'm hugging every security guard as they pay me my money. And I'm captaining, so now I can shut the casino down again. And I'm thinking, what are the chances? And if you look up the chances, that should never have happened. True story. The picture was not, I couldn't find the picture. Nobody could. But listen, Trav, everybody here, it's been a lot of speeches tonight. I love you. Piper, Danny, every single one of you guys. Thank you for the family. Thank you for the experiences. And as a new father, I see a lot of pregnant mamas in here, and I see a lot of young kids. So I think this crossing thing is going to be going on for a long time. So thank you.
Yeah, not to mention with Team Inlet, they put together an amazing fundraiser each year, and they've literally raised tens of thousands of dollars to support Piper's Angels Foundation. So thank you, Jeremy.